Hey Lions Nation, today we have our fall sports review, so let's jump right in. For the past 2 years, under the guidance of head coach Blair Thompson, the Lions football program has seen a lot of gains. They were in the sectional championship game versus powerhouse the Southridge Raiders. Then, a year later, they had to travel to Gibson Southern to face the number 1 and eventual 3A state champion Titans. So, coming into the season, the Lions football team had high hopes and a lot of questions, as they had graduated most of their starting offensive line and most of their skilled players. They also had lost half of their starting defense. On top of everything else, their schedule was loaded with away games. Then, if things could get worse, the Clarksville game that was supposed to be at home was made an away game at Springs Valley. Then came the injuries to running back Kellen Humphrey and the quarterback one, Caleb Tucker. Young Adam Mull took over the reins mid-season due to senior quarterback Caleb Tucker's injury. Mull ended the season completing 22 of 42 passes and 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 1 touchdown. The Lions were led in rushing by junior tailback Evan Bowling with 676 yards and 9 touchdowns. The Lions were led in receiving by Justin Stevenson, who had 297 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hayden Hadabo was close behind him with 248 yards and 2 touchdowns. The defense was led by senior linebacker Bryce Reinhart with 40 tackles and 2 sacks. Evan Bowling led the Lions in sacks, however, with 5. Harley Shockey anchored the defensive backs with 34 solo tackles and 2 interceptions. The Lions did their best to compete, but they ended the season at home in the first round of sectional versus MSC champions the Charlestown Pirates. The Lions ended up scoring 15.3 points per game and giving up 27.7 points per game on the season. On the way to 2-8 season and 2-5 in conference play, tying for 6th place. Their lone wins were at Scottsburg 18-0 and at county rival Eastern 47-46. The Eastern game featured Evan Bowling rushing for 184 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Lions head coach Blair Thompson has announced that he is retiring from his position as head football coach. He had a 14-13 record as in 3 years at the helm. We wish him the best, and now we're on the search for a new coach. The Lions will be on the prowl next year as they have a young pride of Lions that got a lot of experience this year. So the expectations for great things happening next year will be high. Go Lions! Salem High School's girls soccer team had a rough season this year. The team ended the season with 12 players, but due to injuries and a lack of players after graduating 8 the previous year, they had played most of their games with 8 to 10 players. Although the team had played most of the season of 16 games down players, they finished with a win against Bedford North Lawrence and a tie against Austin. The girls' coach, Corbell Talley, has said that this season she was proud of how the team was able to grow and adapt throughout the season. She also really enjoyed the game against Bedford North Lawrence, stating that the team had been getting a chance to play against a team that had very similar circumstances to their own, made great for competition. Throughout the season, Talley said the whole team really stood out to her, especially those who only started playing this year. She said having low numbers and having to play every game meant that everyone had to put in work to grow within their skills in a small amount of time. She also stated that the team seniors Madeline Irwin, Grayson Williams, and Lily Campbell did a great job leading the team and being examples to the newer players. The team's goalie also stood out to Talley. Maggie Gibson was fabulous in goal, she said. Next year, Talley wants for the team to continue to grow and continue working with the newer players, so that their team has skills that more closely match those in surrounding areas. Team unity is essential in soccer, and I hope that we can really build up a great group that trusts and knows how to work with each other, said Talley. Talley would also like to share that if any high school girl is interested in playing soccer, you should give it a try. It's a great game that provides you with a lot of exercise, pride in your skills growth, friendships, and time outside. The boys' soccer season didn't go quite as planned. 2 key players throughout the season were Nathaniel Henry and Jonathan Talley. Nathaniel Henry was a beast on the defense, and Johnny Talley was able to almost tie for the school record of goals in one game. They started off their season great with 3 consecutive wins, but after that they didn't win for 3 more games. Unfortunately, the boys never won another game after the Trinity Lutheran game for the rest of the season. Their coach stated that they had many roadblocks this season, and if things could go accordingly next season, they will be a force to be reckoned with. The varsity girls volleyball season didn't go quite the way they had hoped, and unfortunately, they ended up the season with a losing record. First-year head coach Tressie Barrett said, "One component of a program we plan to work on next year is developing a cohesive elementary through high school program. We graduated several seniors, and there will be a need for our underclassmen to fill those roles. To develop our upcoming players, our current plan is to work with the middle school program to establish milestones for skill development in our younger players." Barrett said there were a lot of memorable moments this year. We unfortunately lost our senior setter Sydney Brown during the first set of the season opening match. While we hated to lose a member of our team, it was great to see all the other players rally together and continue to fight for the rest of the season. One of the major highlights this year was Sydney Burton almost breaking the most kills in a match record during the Henryville game. She worked so hard this season and was always eager to learn. We were all excited for her accomplishment, especially as a freshman. Our seniors this year contributed greatly to the team, although Sydney Brown was not able to play for the majority of the season. She was an awesome support and mentor to the team. Eva Bundy was also a great mentor to the younger players and did a great job hitting right side for us this year. We had a powerhouse hitter and effective server in Gracie Magner. Katie Shockey did an outstanding job as our libero and was instrumental in running our defense. We were very proud of Ellie Thompson for stepping in as a setter role. Cassie Walls grew so much in her new role as a middle hitter and always kept us laughing. It was exciting to see her get some great blocks this year and run a variety of offensive plays. The Salem Lions tennis team had a competitive season this year. Coach Albertson said, "The Scottsburg Invitational was one of the many highlights of our season." The Lions finished second in the grueling 2-day invitational. The Lions will have to replace 4 seniors from this year's squad. The Lions are hopeful for the incoming 8th grade team. There will be plenty of talent coming from the middle school, and the Lions hope to push them to a conference championship in the near future as the program continues to grow. Jacob Rose received All-District, All-State Honorable Mention, and All-Conference Honorable Mention. Cameron Albertson received All-District, All-State Honorable Mention, and All-Conference. We can't wait to see the Lions take to the courts next season. Salem's cross-country team had a total of 7 runners for the boys and girls team. 3 runners advanced to run at regional. Vance Teft, Ivy Harris, and Laney Roberts ran at regional, and then Laney Roberts qualified to run for semi-state. Coach Roger Bundy said the best moments were probably the conference meet, where almost everyone had a PR, personal record. I was really proud of all our effort in that race, and having Laney make all-conference made it an even better day. Most of the runners this season were able to beat their times from last year. Our goal for the season is to have a team for both the boys and girls. Hopefully we can get 5 runners to represent Salem High School, Bundy said. Even though we didn't have a team individually, we improved and set several personal best times. The best moments were probably the conference meet, where almost everybody had a PR. Was really proud of our effort that race, and having Laney make all conference made it an even better day. Having 3 runners, Laney, Ivy, and Vance, advancing to regionals, and 1 Laney making it to semi-state was a good way to finish the season. Our goal for next season is to have a team for both the boys and girls. Hopefully we can get 5 runners to represent Salem High School. We would love to get a runner to the state meet, which would always be an individual's goal. The SLNN crew would like to thank every athlete, parent, and fan for their dedication to Salem Nation. We would also like to thank all the teachers and administrators for working all these different athletes throughout the year. Stay tuned for the winter review in the spring. Until then, go Lions!